right.
That's
So,
funny.
anyways, as far as Adam Silver, let's get to the NBA refs being out of control. Um, so lately, everybody's been complaining about the amount of technical fouls called on the refs, or called by the refs. Specifically, the fact that they've been terrible calls because statistically, um, while we're at a high point in technical fouls called, almost 1,000, um, it's not really too much, right? So there's a trend here. I'm gonna show you right now, where the technical fouls go up and down, um, because they're told to. So we're in a season where they're being told to decisively call more technical fouls. Can you see that right there? Okay, so this is how the technical fouls go. Because what happens is, fucking David Stern and Adam Silver and everybody in charge, they'll change the rules and they'll tell the refs to call technical fouls to enforce their image, right? And then the players will adapt and they'll go down and then they'll create new rules and so on and so on. So we're in a high year. But I think that's another issue is why the ratings are low. Is because people are just kind of fed up with that trend of like how much are you going to change about the image. We've had some really terrible technical calls and we're going to highlight those right now. So let's take a look at like 8 of the worst videos and see, what do you think? Is this just going too far? Is this on the refs egos or just the head offices telling them to, or what about it? Okay. So here you go. So first, obviously Draymond, he always gets text, right? But hold on, let me switch the screen over.
Hey Jack, is it just me or are you frozen?
I am frozen. Thanks.
There you go.
I thought you were
So,
trying to riz up the viewers for a second. I was like, damn, this
hey
is
man, you
crazy.
like that? Yeah. So obviously Draymond gets a lot of text he deserves, but one that they're complaining about is he gets attacked after saying boom. Which he says all the time. Basically, we're getting you can't punt. It's a huge problem with these drivers.
You're breaking up a little bit there.
Look. So basically, he got attacked for saying boom. The NFL had issues where ratings were dropping for a while because of no celebrations, no taunting. They were getting, called for unsportsmanlike, and they fixed that because, like you said, we want stars, right? We want action. We want to get behind people, personalities. I mean, people who watch sports. I mean, like, what are you watching sports for?
I'm trying to see Anthony
Like,
Edwards dunk on someone and hit the gritty.
right, right. We're trying to talk shit. We're trying to display dominance. We're trying to, have tribalism going. That's what sports are about, like dominance and shit. So when we can't even say boom after a three, that's a problem, right? Uh, check this one out.
Points at halftime. They have 38 points here in the third quarter and a technical foul.
So they called a tech because they were pointing out a beer on the floor. So this is an issue that people are pointing out where
You can't call out the refs. You can't call out the fucking janitors. Who can you call out?
right. They're saying, these refs are getting too egotistical. If they even say something to them, they'll call it tech, like don't talk back type shit. And so
Yeah.
they're getting to the point where they're even mistaking innocent things like this as talking back and calling them for techs. Check this one out here. This is another issue they're complaining about. To the point where, look at this.
So he's mad about the previous possession. Watch this three-point attempt
So he got a tech for telling him that was a foul. As he's walking away, didn't get in his face, didn't argue with him, said that's a foul. Boom, tech. Here you can see Jaylen Brown gets ejected from the bench after getting consecutive techs. From the bench. Even the commentators are like, what the fuck?
It's because he's got beef with Nike.
That's a conspiracy theory, huh?
I mean, he does have beef with Nike.
But
It
this
could
guy
be,
right here,
man.
this guy right here has beef with Jaylen Brown for sure. He's at the center of attention with him a lot. This is definitely, from what I could tell, an ego issue. And then you get situations like this where players are calling them out.
Here's the thing, like, you get fined. I got fined a couple weeks ago for like inadvertent gestures that are determined not a part of the game, which was fine. I took the fine, but like, what part of the game is like a ref, calling inadvertent technical foul, and then like I said to him, you called a tech for no reason. He said, if you say it to me again, I'm gonna call another tech. He called a tech for no reason. Then he called the tech. Like, man, get out of here. You can't threaten guys with a technical foul. That's not part of the game either. You want to find people for gestures and all this stuff. Find that. Like, that's some bullshit. Like, we were down 3 at that time on the jump ball. Then that led to us being down 8. That affects the game. That could have been avoided. Joe didn't say anything to deserve a tech. And then when I come up to you and say, you're getting a tech for no reason, as a captain, before the game, I come and shake all the refs' hands because I speak for my team. I'm allowed to talk. So when I tell you, you just call a tech for no reason, and you say, if you say it again, I'm gonna call another tech, and I say it again, and you call a tech, you just threaten your whistle as a threat. Like,
So clearly, you're influencing the game. Those techs went from them winning to them losing real quick. So is that? I mean, at what point are we gonna like draw the line? Because that could be a playoff game. They could also be putting money down on that game. You know what I'm saying? So at what point are the refs having too much power with these technicals? I mean, you got players speaking out in interviews. You got refs. I mean, coaches. Look at this.
Look out, Joe Mazzulla. He's talking to Justin Van Dyne, who teed him and Jaylen Brown up in the fourth quarter.
Well, Joe got to be careful because they could suspend him the next game.
See, this is him again.
You know why he's giving out texts? So they didn't have a fucking chin.
3 games in a row.
Go
I look like
fast and
that.
no
I'm giving
chin
out
ass
all the
bitch.
texts.
That's funny. There you go again. Another one.
Terrible. Yeah, all of them. Besides the woman. Yeah, but the other 2 dudes, terrible. Excuses, the reason they call a foul, the reason they don't call a foul, the shit was terrible. They don't want to talk back to my coach. They don't want to talk back to me. I said one thing to the ref. He gave me a tech. Motherfucker told one of my teammates, if I would have said y'all calling a bad foul, he wouldn't have gave me a tech. Niggas, they just sensitive and they terrible. They never give us the they penalize me and Drew for being stronger than our opponent every night. Don't get no call.
So clearly, this is not just a single person. It's a whole NBA issue where they're threatening these players over ego issues. And this girl, he said beside the woman, I disagree with that. And here's why. Watch this.
Cool it here.
This is the best one.
Drummond knocks him down again.
So he gets a tech for that. Y'all think that was worthy of a tech?
No.
Absolutely not, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Look at Wemby, bro. He looks like he weighs 170 pounds at 7
Right.
feet.
Was that a tech or shit? Was it flagrant? I mean, like, what are we calling here?
Watch this. There's the woman he's talking. Look. They tripped up on each other.
Bro, a mild gust of wind would knock him over.
Right. Now watch this. Check this out. Next play after the shot.
So this is interesting. Drummond talking to Victor Wembanyama.
Telling him it's soft. This one's crazy. Watch. Here go Wemby again. Up on him. Look. Drummond gets called for 2 techs back to back off of Wemby tripping. Throws him out. Even Wemby. That's crazy.
See, that's the thing. Like, I think Wemby's gonna end up being the GOAT because I think he's too tall and he's already probably the best defensive center in the league, at least with blocks. And he's good, but like, and he's probably gonna be the GOAT. But I don't know. It's like not my type of basketball. It's like you're an alien on the court, and that's why you're good.
It's funny as hell.
That is
So,
true.
You're frozen, Jack.
that's all right. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Oh,
okay, I mean, yeah, we've seen enough of this. You know,
so boy, here, check this out. Let's move up a little. So they're reviewing it, right? Hold on. There's a part where you'll see she comes up and the other refs are like, I don't even want to hear it because they're in a situation now. She's trying to say what she did wrong or whatever. And so they reverse the call on Drummond, take that tech away, and to make it right, they give a tech to Wemby for flopping, which he didn't. He just tripped. So either way, because you can't let go of the fact that you just made a mistake, and you just simply reverse it. You want to be like, oh, I threw it on the wrong person, you know. Check. Here's what she says. Here's the look. No shit, you fucked up, bitch. And now you try and like cover it up. Like that's a
wow,
half-ass.
she should be
Hey,
fined
wait,
for that.
what? Wait, what
Yeah.
was that,
So
bro?
basically, she
Was that a
said,
woman taking accountability?
"No, that's the problem." Well, half accountability. I guess that's the best you're gonna get
Yeah,
from a woman, right? Anyway,
yeah.
It's
it's
all
like,
jokes, ladies. We love you.
how many texts you got this year? So it's gotten to the point where they're just joking about it and counting them up. Like, hey, how many you got? How many I got? So, Kelly, what do you think about this? Is this also ultimately an issue, or is this just a current focus due to the NBA just having a lack of things to talk about right now?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. You know, I don't think there's any quantum physics behind it. I mean, you know, first off, these refs are too sensitive. You know, second off, it's their way to control these players, right? I mean, they treat them like fucking animals, man. Like they, you know, you can't even fucking bark at them for a second, with you know, and then you know. But I think the bigger picture of it all is there's a lot of money on these games. And you know, Drew brought up the Nike thing. I'm not diving into no conspiracy things. They've wrote books on referees, you know, rigging the game, manipulating the game, and so I think it's a combination of all three of those things. It's you know, they're trying to control the game, they're trying to control the players, and the refs are just way too sensitive. I mean, we all know who all the sponsors are for the NBA. They're very, you know, let's say woke sponsors. So, you know, I think it all ties in here. I've always known since I was a kid when watching the game that certain players have targets on their back. So, like the new target, Draymond, Drummond, right? Back in the day was Rasheed Wallace, Dennis Rodman, right? I mean, these people easily provoked, and you know what? And some of it was their fault. Some of it was their fault, you know, because these guys, you know, they do dirty plays. And then, you know, just like in real life, you get the reputation of being a dirty player or a thief or whatever. No matter what you do after that, you know, it's like you're preaching to the choir. So, you know, I think it has a little bit to do with all three of those things. You know, them trying to control the game, control the players, and then just being way too sensitive. And it is a problem. And it is a problem because that's ridiculous. You know, it's ridiculous. And then for old girl to say, "Oh, I fucked up," you know, and that's why I did this and did that. You know, she should be fined for that. You know, not only fined but suspended and lose pay. But it'll never happen because the NBA protects their own
Yeah,
And
because we're telling them to be an enforcer. Well, that's what happens. You open the floodgate, right?
yeah. So yeah, it is a problem. I don't see it ever changing. Because like I said, I think there's just too many components involved. They're trying to control the players. Some of those players get out of hand. We're not on the court for every single one of those. You know what I mean? If I'm a referee and one of the NBA players is like, fuck you, Whitey, or something like that, I mean, hey, tech them up. You know what I mean? But no, but I think some of it's really ridiculous though. And like I said, there's a lot of money on these games. So who knows? I'm not gonna get into conspiracies here, but like, if I want to make a player look bad, or if I want to control, like you said earlier, the playoffs, the difference between being in the playoffs and not, you know what I mean? It's an easy technical foul, get them out of the game, get the star player out, or get this certain player out. So yeah, I mean, it is a problem. I don't know any solution to it though.
Drew, what do you think about that? Is it a real problem, or is it just a focal point due to the NBA not having much going on? And if it is a problem, can it be fixed?
I mean, I think it's a problem. For sure. It could be fixed. I don't know if it will. Like, I don't think they're gonna hold the refs accountable for anything. Like that, just I can't see that happening. Like
I mean,
people
the
have
refs are
had
like the
complaints
police,
about the
you
refs.
know.
What happened?
Yeah,
The refs are like the police, and the government
yeah,
is the head
Yeah,
offices,
it's
and it's
like
like,
it's
yeah.
like they're not gonna. They're not gonna. It's just how the world is, unfortunately.
and check
Like
this
people
out.
been complaining about the refs. Is like this isn't a new topic. The refs are
Yeah.
fucking. The refs will ref.
So, like I was saying before, it's not a new thing, right? It's a trend, like up year, down year, up year, down year. But what is new is I seen this. So Dave Stern, basically they got into this thing where the players. Here we go. Here it says. I'll read it. Before the season started, David Stern instructed referees to distribute technicals more liberally. After a few preseason games, and the new policy drew players' ire, and they threatened to sue. Though there's been no actual suit to our knowledge, a source close to the players has told us all season long that the technical fouls are a major issue for the players. Now, here's the real kicker: is I think it was in the other. Oh, here it is. Um, While it's gotten a little bit out of hand this year, and reputation is too often a factor in the referees in the moment decision. We've seen Dwight Howard get called for Kobe, whatever. Here it is. Because unless they're making, so basically, it's coming down to the players aren't stepping up and suing. Because they have a union and stuff. That's how they do lockouts and all that. But because it seems like David Stern or Adam Silver or whatever, is it Adam Silver now? Who's leading it now?
I think it's Adam Silver.
Adam.
Yeah.
So basically, this has been happening for years, right? All the way back to Stern or before Stern, whatever. So they Silver, he's telling them to do it, and he's not hiding it. So the players get upset, and then they threaten to, like, take control. But for them to do that, they would have to lose money. So is there a conspiracy that they keep doing this every couple seasons to get these players to enter negotiations and try and make them make less money?
Yeah, sure. I think it's always about the money, man. I think if you want to figure out anything, you follow the paper trail. Um, that's a good point. Like we said, the NBA's got all guaranteed contracts.
Right.
There's 82 games, and that's purely like we said earlier, like Drew said and you said earlier. The only reason why they have that is because of TV contracts. So everything is about money, and they're just nickeling and diming us, just like the government would for like the regular season. So yeah, I think it has a lot to do with that, and I
Like I
think it has
said,
something to do with gambling too.
yeah, like I said, they're the government, the refs are the cops, and the
Yep.
We're
players are the.
taking the show on the road, boys.
Are we?
I am.